If we talk about gasoline engines, in particular the 1.4 TSI, past errors in the form of a problematic timing chain, weak piston group, fuel pump, unsuccessful crankcase ventilation system and intercooler have been corrected so that now it is a completely different unit in terms of reliability. Its resource can reach 300,000 kilometers. Of course, subject to gentle operation and scrupulous attitude to maintenance. The previous version of the infamous family can easily be considered one of the most problematic, but after 2012 the cylinder block was completely replaced in the power unit. Now it is aluminum with cast iron sleeves. Unlike the previous generation, the exhaust manifold is located at the rear, and the timing drive uses a belt instead of a chain, which needs to be changed every 60,000 kilometers. Things are much better with the 1.8 of the 2.0 TSI of the third generation. The manufacturer changed the piston group 20 times in the fight against the oiler, and in this generation he practically succeeded. For the most part, the engine begins to eat a little oil after a mileage of about 200,000 kilometers. At this same point, the chain may need to be replaced, so we can say with confidence that the new generation TSI is no longer so scary. They can be considered for second-hand purchase. Besides, the consumption and dynamic performance will pleasantly surprise you. The newest 1.5 TSI power unit of the 211 series still behaves very well, but it is known that this engine is even more demanding on fuel quality, and some owners also suffer from twitching or, as it is called, the kangaroo effect. The malfunction is expressed in a jolt when releasing the clutch in first gear. Unfortunately, this problem cannot be cured now, which is why people return such cars. Diesel units also performed well, but there were some incidents here too. The service life of the plastic coolant pump is not long, plus there is a problem with the timing belt tensioner in the 2.0 TDI, the engine mount on the gearbox side wears out prematurely. There have also been cases of gasket burnout under the cylinder head in the area of 100,000 kilometers. The cost of repairs is far from small. Otherwise, you will find typical diesel problems such as the particulate filter and the sensitivity of injectors to fuel quality. Before purchasing, many people are interested in what gearbox is on the Passat B8. In our market, the car is offered with 3 transmissions, 2 DSG robots and 1 manual gearbox. This raises the logical question of whether the DSG is installed dry or wet. The answer is simple: gasoline engines are paired with a 7-speed DSG 7DQ200 robot, while diesel engines are available with a DSG 6DQ250 robot with a wet clutch. Of the 2 transmissions, the DQ250 is the more reliable. It is less prone to overheating due to the presence of an oil bath in which the clutch operates. Moreover, it is capable of withstanding greater torque, which will make it possible in the future to increase engine power by increasing the turbine boost at minimal cost and without fear for the transmission resource. So, if you're thinking about which transmission to buy a Passat with, it's definitely better to choose the DSG-6. Up to 200,000 kilometers, wear and tear on the second mass flywheel and clutch is inevitable. However, in the first place among the troubles, mechatronics should be mentioned. In DSG, you should not forget to change the oil regularly. Although this will not extend the life of the mechatronics, there is a circuit involved. There are no special problems with the chassis of the Volkswagen Passat B8. In general, the suspension and brake elements can withstand impressive mileage. However, sometimes there is creaking. The noise can come from additional components, such as the corner sensors of the suspension height. Several service actions have been carried out in particular due to the possibility of brake disc failure, ESP valve sticking or even wheel bearing cracking. It should be honestly admitted that they concerned single specimens despite the rich equipment. There are no electrical problems. Sometimes extraneous sounds appear in the interior. One of the typical places is a factory sunroof. From time to time, scratches and chips are found on the paintwork, especially in the lower part. There are complaints about the noisy operation of the mechanism in massage chairs.